So today we are going to cover what is the use of web designing and what are the contact technologies we have and everything we are going to discuss step by step. So this is completely like a demonstration only. So from the tomorrow onwards we are going to start our regular sessions. So first we have to know what is meant by website and at the same time types of websites. If you know the clarity of this website and web development everything, so you will get some clarity about what are the things we are going to apply for the real time projects. So what is meant by website? So website is a collection of web pages. So if you are opening any website also, we have a number of pages. So in our regular life, generally we are going to read some newspapers or we are going to read some blogs also. Simply what we are going to do, we have to open some website www.abcd.com, like that we are going to open the website. If you are open that website, we have there a number of web pages. For example, I'm going to open here. So Hyderabad IT trainings, I'm going to open here. If I'm opening this website, if you are observing, we have here the home page. This is like home page we have here. So if I move to the about us, it is moved to the about us page here. If I'm click on courses, it is moved to the courses page. So what is meant by web page? Whatever you are seeing in your browser screen, we can call it as a web page. For example, now I'm opening here Zoom. In the Zoom account also, here I have the support and here I have the language. If I click on the support, what happened? The support page is open here. So that means if you are taking any website also, we have a number of web pages. Now I'm going to open here innertech.com. This is another website. So if I'm click on the about, so it is moved to the about us page. If I'm click on the contact, it is moved to the contact page. So that means if I'm click on every time this links, it is navigating from one page to another page. So total, so this website contains some pages. You can observe here. Here also we have the navigations links we have. If I'm click on that one, it is navigating from one page to another page. So website is a collection of web pages. So what is meant by web page? If you are opening anything in the browser, we can call it as a web page only. So regularly we are using Google now. So you can observe, this is also one website only. So in this website, we have this is one web page. If I'm click on another link here, it is moved to the another web page. If I'm click on here, it is moved to the another web page. So like that, this google.com also one website only. Here you can observe here about we have advertising business. So like if I'm click on every time what happened, it is navigating from one page to another page. So here we have a number of web pages. That's why we can call it as a website is a collection of web pages. So in the real-time scenario, we have two types of websites. One is static website and second one is dynamic website. So what is meant by static? So static is nothing but it is a fixed content. It is a fixed content. For example, I am developing one static website that is completely like a fixed website only, fixed content only. If the client requires some changes, what they are going to do, they are unable to do any changes. Simply they are going to contact to the developer. So through the coding knowledge, developer can write some code and they are going to do the changes. So that is called static website. What is meant by static? It is a fixed content, so only for presentation purpose only. Only for presentation purpose only, we are going to build the static websites. If you require any changes, just we have to simply contact the developer. So developer know the coding, so that's why they are going to write some coding and they can modify the things here. So for example, in online, I am searching some websites. We have the website, whether that is a static website or dynamic website, I have to find out how we are going to find out. If you have the extension .html or .htm, we can easily understood static website. So for example, I'm going to open here. So innertech.com. So this website I want to identify whether it is a static or dynamic. How we are going to identify it? So just simply you can click on any navigation item. So this is the menu. So we can technically we can call it as a navigations. If you are click on any navigation also, if you have the extension here .html or .htm, we can easily understood that is static website. What is meant by static? It is a fixed content. For example, I want to change my phone number. What we are going to do? Simply I have to contact the developer. So I want to change my phone number. He is going to change the phone number. Why? Because they know complete coding, so they can easily do the changes also, and we are getting reflected to in the live mode. So this is called static. So why we are developing the static website? For example, I am going to run some business. I want to promote my website in online. What we are going to do? Simply we have to go to the static website. I don't want any frequent changes. Maybe like a 6 months, I require two to three changes only. At the time, I'm not going to move to the dynamic website. Simply I have to concentrate on the static website only. So most probably the static website extension is .html only. So this .html also it will works fine, but this is old websites. So currently we are into HTML5. So we have the extension, this one only, we are not going to find this one. So maybe like a 2000 before websites, we have the extension .html. So if we have this extension, we can easily understood that is static website. So now you can observe here, I'm going to open another website. So this website is a static or dynamic. I want to identify how we are going to identify. So here also we have the navigation. So simply you can click on the navigation. So what is the extension we have here? .html. If we have the extension HTML, we can easily understood that is static website. Clear now? I'm going to revise one more time just to observe what is meant by website. It's a collection of web pages. So what is meant by web page? So if you are opening anything in the browser, we can call it as a web page. So in the real-time scenario, we have two types of websites, static and dynamic we have. What is meant by static? It is a fixed content only for presentation purpose, nothing but only for look and feel purpose only. We are going to design that one. If you require any changes also, simply we can contact to the developer. So through the coding knowledge, they're going to do some changes. And if you have the extension .html or .htm, we can easily understood static website. Coming to dynamic. So what is meant by dynamic website? So dynamic in the sense we are going to do some changes without any coding knowledge also. Best examples are e-commerce websites. So if you are observing the e-commerce websites, today they are going to publish some products. So tomorrow they are going to add new products, and at the same time they are going to edit the prices also. They are going to do different changes now. They are not going to hire like the developers every time. They are not going to contact to the developers also. So what is meant by dynamic website in a sense? So for the dynamic websites, we have the separate dashboard. Through this dashboard, you can do any type of changes also. So what are the changes you are going to do? You can post something, you can edit also, you can delete also. So if you want to access this dashboard, what we are going to do? We have to log in. So here admin credentials we have. So through these admin credentials, you can log in and you can do the changes. That is called dynamic. So dynamic in the sense, so we have separate dashboard. Through the dashboard, you can do any type of changes also. Like you can do the post, you can do the delete, and you can use the delete operations also. If you want to perform these kind of operations, first you have to know the admin credentials. So for security reasons, we are going to give some credentials to the admin who is having some authorization. We are going to provide the credentials. Through the credentials, they are going to log in and they can do the changes. I will show you the real-time example so that you will get the clarity. Now I'm going to open here one engineering college website here. So here my client requirement is they want to post latest news here. If you are observing, we are getting some scrolling here, the latest news. So if you want to do some changes, otherwise I want to post some latest news dynamically. And at the same time here we have the events also. No? These events also they want to do changes their self only. And here we have the exam notifications as well as circulars also. So if you want to do any changes also, simply what they're going to do, they're going to open the dashboard. Now we can observe here, I'm going to log in here. So here it is asking some credentials for security purpose. Already we created some username and password and we assign to the client here. So now see here, we have here admin dashboard. In the admin dashboard, we have some options here. So these options also, whatever client needed. So first we have to discuss with your client. And so what are the changes they want? What are the options they require? We have to take that options only here. So now see here, latest news we have. So and here we have the edit and delete latest news also we have here option. So now first I'm going to post some news, then I'm going to do the edit and delete also. So simply I'm going to open here the website. So in that website, what is the first news? I have to check one more time here. It is showing here in association with the BIET like that it is showing. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to post here some latest news. Hello BIET. I have to post some dummy news here. Hello BIET. Just click on that one. So we got some notification, latest news updated successfully. Whether it is updated or not, I have to check here. Just you can reload your website. Okay, so here we are getting the some changes that is called hello BAET. So if you are observing here, I'm not writing any code. If I'm giving the credentials, if I'm showing how to do the changes also, you can do the changes now. So that is called dynamic. Whatever the changes required frequently, not like 2 months or 3 months. If you require any changes also frequently, so just we have to do the dynamic website only. So client depends upon the client requirement. We have to decide whether he want like static website or dynamic website. As a fresher level, we are not going to worry about this one. Why? Because we have the senior developer and we have the team lead, we have the project manager, we have the business analyst. They are going to decide. So they want like static website or dynamic website. As an experienced person, you have to know whenever the client said, I want these kind of options. So simply you have to suggest. So whether he want like static website or dynamic website, you have to. So already I posted something. It is in the live website. I have to do the delete also. Why? Because so that news is scrolling in my website. So now see here, I'm going to click on edit and delete options here. If I'm doing here, we have the latest option. Previously, whatever you posted, it is showing all the news here. So just we posted this one, hello VAT. So now I have to edit or delete. So better I'm going to delete that one. So I have to click on delete. So again, we have the notification, latest news is deleted successfully. Now I'm going to refresh my website. Now see here, there is no hello VAT. Understood now? So what we are doing here, so simply we can access the dashboard. Through the dashboard, whatever the changes you require, you can perform here only. So for example, this is like engineering college website. So they want to post some exam notification. So and so date to so and so date, internal exams is there. So they are not going to contact the developer every time. Why? Because some of the time like developer is available and some of the cases developer is not available also. They want immediately so spread that news here. So that's why they are going to do the dynamic websites only. So here you can post something here. If you want to attach any PDF file also, you can attach. If you want to place some link also, you can attach that link and click on the post notification. Automatically it is reflected to the site only. So this admin dashboard only client can access. Okay. So but this website anyone can access. Na? So why? Because this is in the public domain only, public mode only. Anyone can access. This is completely like a admin credentials, admin purpose only. Understood now? This is called dynamic website. What is meant by dynamic? So dynamic in the sense we have separate dashboard. Through the dashboard, you can do any type of changes also. So whatever the changes is required, you can do that one. If you want to access this dashboard, compulsory we have to know the admin credentials. So then you can do the changes. This is called dynamic website. If you want to build this dynamic website, so otherwise I have some dynamic website. I want to identify whether it is a static or dynamic. What we are going to do? If we have the extension .php or .py or .aspx or .jsp, we can easily understand that is dynamic website. So if you are observing here, this is PHP language, .php, .py, Python language, .aspx, .NET language, .jsp, Java, JSP, Java server pages, Java server pages. So now we can observe here, what is the extension here we have? .php, nothing but here, this website completely I built with the help of PHP language. So depends upon the client requirement, depends upon the client budget. So project manager will decide which programming language is suitable. So depends upon that one, we have to go to the any programming language also. So PHP, Python, .NET and Java here. So this is the difference between static and dynamic websites. So whenever if you are moved to the real-time website or web application, so we have two parts. That entire web application should be like two parts. What are the two parts we have? So like in the job wise also, if you are searching in the Google also, we have two categories like front end and back end, right? So what is meant by front end and what is meant by back end? Entire application we have two parts like a front end and back end. So now we are going to concentrate on what is the difference between front end and back end. So consider this is like a front end. What is meant by front end? Front end is nothing but whatever you are seeing in your web page, that is called front end. So anything also. For example, now I'm going to see here one form. This is the front end. If I'm click on another one, so for example, here I'm going to move to the departments. In the departments, I have the faculty table. So this is also front end only. Whatever you are seeing, that is called front end. If you want to build this complete front end, so we have to use the different programming languages. What are the modules? So you want to know the HTML as well as latest version, HTML5 and the CSS3, and at the same time JavaScript, and also jQuery, and at the same time Bootstrap. So if you are doing completely like a static website, we have to know the web hostings also. I will tell you all these things. What are the options we have? Everything we'll discuss later here. This is called front end. So whatever you are seeing, that is called front end. So if you want to build the front end, you have to know all these modules. Okay, then only you are going to build the complete front end websites. Like a static website, you have to build here. Coming to backend, what is mean by backend here? So backend is nothing but simply we have to write here business logic. So that business logic compulsory it is interact to the database here. So for example, if you are using the Gmail, regularly we are using Gmail now. So if you are logging the Gmail, you are going to enter username and password now. If you are by mistake you are entered like a wrong password, what happened? So it is showing, so password is incorrect, it is showing. So how it is working actually? Internally, while doing the registration, if you are logging means you have to already register now. While doing the registration, whatever you are entering the data, that entire data it will be stored in the Gmail database. So that database hold entire information. That entire information it will be like a table format. Table is nothing but we can arrange the data into rows and columns. Our data it will be stored in the Gmail database. So and whenever if you are logging, so what happened? So this username and this password is available in our DB or not. It will check. Internally, the logic is not visible. So internally, the logic is not visible. So directly, what happened here? So it is interact to the server. It is complete like a fraction of seconds only. If you are click on the login button, what happened? Directly, it will move to the database and it will check that whether this username along with this password is existed or not. In case if your user is existed, you will get the inbox page. Otherwise, you will get some message. So invalid username and password like that. We will get that one. That is called backend. If you want to perform the business logics, so that business logics are not visible through the code wise here. So you have to go through the PHP language or Python or so .NET or Java, or you can use the Node.js also. You can use that one and you can build that one. This is any one programming language you can learn. So this is related to coding, right? Yes. So this thing also have to learn. So that is option only. If you know this backend languages, you can build the dynamic websites. Already we discussed the static and dynamic now. Yeah. So if you want to build the dynamic websites, must and should you have to know any one programming language. You have to know the like. We'll discuss after that. Okay. So now this is called front end and this is called back end. In the back end, we have to interact with the server and we can so use that one. Just give me the guys 1 second. So this is called front end and this is called back end. Back end always interact with the database and it will implement the complete business logic, but that is everything should be hidden format only.
Hello.
So now this front end, so you can easily see that.
Hello. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah. So this is called front end and this is called back end. So back end is always interact to the database now. So we have to establish some business logic and you can just implement your whatever the function is required. So in the real-time scenario, we have the databases two ways. One is SQL database and second one is no SQL database or non-SQL databases. So what is the example for the SQL database? MySQL you can use it. So you can just simply use the MySQL server and you can store your data into the database and you can use it. So coming to NoSQL database, NoSQL is nothing but there is no structure here. So we have to maintain entire data into the object format. So best example is MongoDB. So here we have to go to the MongoDB database. So in the real-time scenario, if you are moved to the backend, like if you are moved to the PHP, in the PHP we are using MySQL only. If you are moved to the Python as well as the .NET and Java also, most probably we are using like a SQL database only, where we are using MongoDB, no SQL database. If you are performing large scale applications, so there you can use the MongoDB. Like in the MERN. So if you are moved to the MERN full stack, so there we are going to use the MongoDB. If you are moved to the mean stack, so there we are using the MongoDB. Here M stands for MongoDB only. So we have to use. This is completely like a full stack developer. So we are not going to concentrate on this one. Why? Because you are into like a UI development only. If I'm saying anything about that, you will get some confusion also. So better we can move to the our implementations. So this is called front end and this is called back end. In the back end, we are going to interact with the database and you can use any type of databases also. This is the difference between front end and back end. So this front end code, everything is visible. This back end code is not visible. So just you can observe here. So I am going to open this website. I want to see the code. What you are going to do? Just you can press Control U. If I'm using the Control U, the web page source is visible here. Entire web page source is visible. Only the front end logic is visible, not back end language. So if you are observing here, we have the database connectivity, everything we previously so implemented that insert operations, everything we applied now. That business logic I want to identify. If I'm using Control U, there is no PHP code. It is not showing any PHP code. It is showing everything as a HTML format only. That means what happened here? It is showing only the printed code only. Backend business logic is always in the hidden format only. Only developer can see that code. Why? Because they are going to implement the logic in the editor now. They can easily understand that backend programming. So this is about difference between front end and back end. So today we are going to concentrate on the front end things here. So now I will explain one by one here. What is the first module? HTML. No? What is the use of HTML and what is HTML? So by using HTML, we can design the static web pages or static websites. So already you know what is meant by static. So by using HTML, we can design only the static part only. That means only the front end only we are going to do. So and HTML stands for hypertext markup language. What is meant by markup language? So markup language in the sense each and everything. So we have to consider as a tag format. So what is meant by tag? If I'm using angular brackets, this is called angular brackets. If I'm using angular brackets, we can call it as a tag. Within the angular, if I'm writing P, we can call it as a P tag. If I'm writing here table, we can call it as a table tag. So by using HTML, we can do the raw data. What is meant by raw data? Raw data in the sense there is no proper look and feel. A person without makeup, how he is look and wise. So we'll consider as a HTML. So by using HTML, we can design the static web page. And so HTML stands for hypertext markup language. By using HTML, we can build the raw data. That means there is no proper look and feel here. In the HTML, everything we have the tag format only. How we are going to write the tags? By using angular brackets, we are going to write the tag. Within the angular, if you are writing anything also, we can treat it as a tag only. So in HTML, we have two types of tags, paired tag and unpaired tag. We'll discuss that later. Just you can concentrate up to this. So if I want to display anything in the browser, if I want to display anything in the browser screen, we can use compulsory some tag for that. If I'm using here, if I'm displaying here some form, if you want to do this form, must and should we have to write some code called form tag. You can use the form tag, and inside the form tag you can work with the something like that. So and if you are observing in the same website only, previously we open here some table now. If you want to do this kind of table, so must and should we can use here table tag. That means whatever you are going to display in the browser, must and should you can use some tag for that. So and automatically which is applicable. If you want to observe here, see here we have the paragraph. If you want to display this paragraph, we can use the p tag for that. So if you want to do the some image, we can use the image tag. That means every time we have to use some tag to execute something in the browser screen. So HTML, everything should be like a tag format only. If you want to display anything in the browser screen, so technically we can call it as a layout. But if you are fresher, we can call it as a browser style. So in the layout, if you want to print anything also, must and should we can write some tag for that. HTML, everything should be like a tag format only. You can observe here I'm going to place my logo, that is image only. We can use the image tag. If you want to place some paragraphs, you can use a p tag only. If you want to display some heading, you can use a heading tag. Like that, every time you have to use the tag format and you can implement. So that is called HTML we are going to use. Simply we can say by using HTML, we can design the static web pages and it is a completely like a raw data. That means there is no proper look and feel. So if you want to do the look and feel, what we are going to do, we have to use the module called CSS. So by using CSS, we can decorate the web page. Simply we can do the makeup for our web pages. So what we are going to do here, so we are going to do the decoration of my web page, and CSS stands for cascading style sheet. So that name only it will describes we are going to apply styles for our HTML elements. So how we are going to apply the styles? For example, see here, we already applied here some background color. I don't want this background color. I want to make it as a red color. I want to just show you the preview only. You can observe here. Already we implemented the background color here. So I want to change the background color, how it will be look like. Now see here, I'm going to change the color here. So whatever the color is required, just you can apply here. So not only background color, you can apply the so text colors also. Now I want to change here, instead of this black color, I want here blue color. What we are going to do? So simply you have to use a CSS for that, and you can apply here blue color. No. So now see here, the paragraph should be displayed like a blue color. So this is not permanent. It is like a temporary preview purpose only. If I'm doing here refresh, automatically we will get the old one only. So I want to increase the font size. What we are going to do? Again, you can work with here one more property, that is font size. How much you require. So just I'm going to make it as here 30 px. Now see here, we are going to increase and we are going to decrease also. Like this, whatever the style part you require, simply you can apply here with the help of CSS. I will show you a few more examples also so that you will get neat clarity also. Just you can observe here. Now here we have the button should be like this. I want this shape should be rounded edges. Now the shape should be like a sharp edges we have. I want to make it as a rounded edges. What we are going to do? Simply again we have to concentrate on the CSS only. I have to go to the border radius. Now we can observe here. The shape should be changed automatically. Now I want different shape. Now see here, automatically the shape should be changed here. These kind of operations we are going to build with the help of CSS. And you can observe here. So now we have the round shape image here. If I move the cursor, we are getting here square shape now. So how we are going to do that one? Again, these type of things we are going to build with the help of CSS only. So you have to understand one thing here. Whatever you are seeing, that is HTML. So whatever you are doing the decoration part, so like background colors, so font colors, and also font families, and at the same time sizes, colors, shapes, everything we are going to build with the help of CSS. So in the CSS also we have versions like CSS and CSS3. So from scratch onwards, again we have to work with the CSS. Then we'll move to the advanced version CSS3. That is called CSS. Understood now? Then what is the next module? HTML we covered, CSS we covered. Then we have to concentrate on the JavaScript. So what is the use of JavaScript? By using JavaScript, we can perform the validations. What is meant by validations? I will show you. So that you will get the clarity also. Now, for example, I'm going to open another website. In our regular websites, if you are observing, we have the registration forms, inquiry forms, contact forms, like that we have the n number of forms. So if I'm not entering any data, just try to click on submit button. What happened? So it is showing some validations here. Please enter your name. Please enter email ID. Please enter phone number. In the phone number, if I'm entering characters, it won't allow, right? So it will show please enter mobile number must should be digits only. Like that it will show. These type of validations we are going to perform with the help of JavaScript. If you are observing, if you are creating some username and password, while creating the password, it will ask please enter one capital letter, one lowercase, one uppercase, one number, one special characters. So everything we are going to perform with the help of JavaScript only. By using JavaScript, we can perform the validations. Nothing but we are going to validate whether user enter valid data or not. We have to check. So in the real-time scenario, we have two types of validations. One is client-side validations, and second one is server-side validations. Here we are going to perform the client side only. So if you want to perform the server side, we have to move to the backend programmers. So here we are into front end, we can perform the client side validations. So whenever the validation is performed in the browser end, so in the browser end it is performed, we can call it as a client side validations. This is called client side validations. Not only validations, we can perform the calculations also. For example, I'm going to write some programming 10 plus 20. If I am writing in the HTML, you will get the output 10 plus 20 only. If I am writing same logic in the JavaScript, we will get the output is 30. So like that, differentiations is there. I will tell you that one in the later whenever we are moved to our course here. So that is the difference between HTML and JavaScript. By using JavaScript, we can perform the client-side validations as well as we can do the calculations also. That is JavaScript we are going to do. Understood? No? So up to now we are using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That is fine. Then next one is jQuery. So what is the use of jQuery and why we are using jQuery? So jQuery is not separate programming language. It is a library of JavaScript. Already we have the JavaScript. In the JavaScript, each and everything we are writing manually. It is a library. Nothing but generally, what is the meaning of library? We have the collection of documents, we have books, we have publications, we have. Just we can read it and we will get some knowledge and we can utilize. So here also same thing. So whenever if you are considering as it is a library, we have n number of inbuilt functions. Just we have to take that functions and we can implement any type of animations also. If you want to perform the animation, simply you can use the jQuery only. Now you can observe here in this website. Here we have the image. So what happened here? After some time gap, the image should be automatically changed. So this is called jQuery. By using jQuery, we can animate the data. Not only these kind of things. Now see here, numbers are increasing now. So how we are going to do that one? This is also again built with the help of jQuery only. And here you can observe. So the client reviews like testimonials also automatically it will move after some time gap. This is also again we are going to build with the help of jQuery only. So wherever if you are observing the animations, simply we can call it as a jQuery only. See here, the image is moving from the right to left. You can observe one more time. So the image is moved to the right to left. How we are going to do that one? Again, this is jQuery only. Now see here, one by one it is moving from the left side. So and you can observe here. So these kind of things we are going to build with the help of jQuery only. Wherever you are observing the animation, simply you can focus that is jQuery only. So by using jQuery, we can perform the animation. It is not a separate programming language. It is a library of JavaScript only. So that is called jQuery. Just I'm giving some clarifications. So whenever if you know this clarification, you can easily understand our modules. So up to now, we are using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery. By using these 4 modules, you can build any website also. But why we are using Bootstrap? In our course, you can observe here, we have the another module called Bootstrap, BS. So why you are using BS? By using these modules, you can easily build the website. So again, why you are using the Bootstrap in the sense? So actually, if you are developing any website also, next step, what you are going to do? You can do the launching. So that launching is called web hosting. I will tell you later. After launching this website, so what you are going to do? User maybe they're going to open that website by using desktop or laptop or tab or mobile also. Now in the mobile also we have the different screen sizes. Some of the mobiles screen width is 350, some of these screens are 450, like that we have the different sizes. So now my target is I want to build that entire website should be device friendly. If you want to do the device friendly, just simply you can use the Bootstrap. So Bootstrap is a CSS framework. We can simply call it as a internal classes we have. internal styles we have. Just we have to build the website is completely responsive. What is meant by responsive? Responsive is nothing but device friendly. You can open any type of devices also. That website is device friendly or not. I have to so perform that is called Bootstrap. Now we can observe here. If I move to the home page, in the home page we have here courses. So we are maintaining. So here 4 courses in one row. If I move to the mobile view, what happened you can observe. Courses should be one by one. Why you are getting one by one? Depends upon your device width. And menu also you can observe here. The menu also here concise. So how we are going to do that one? Completely it is built with the help of Bootstrap only. In the real-time scenario, if you are build any website also, must and should we have to maintain like a look and feel wise as well as Bootstrap. Without Bootstrap, you are unable to build like a responsive website. You can treat any website also must and should that should be like device friendly only. You have to use the Bootstrap. Without Bootstrap, we are not going to build any website also in the real-time scenario. This is very important module for the real-time projects. Must and should we have to use that one. That is called Bootstrap. Understood now? So up to now we are using all these modules and we have to launch our website. What we are going to do? We have to concentrate on the web hostings. Web hostings is nothing but we have to buy the domain. So what is meant by domain? Name of your business. We have to go to the www.abcd.com. You have to buy the domain. So whenever if you want to buy the domain also, that domain is already available or not, we have to check. We have to buy from the service providers only. I will tell you what are the service providers we have and how to buy the domain and how to buy the server like the space also, how to buy the space. After purchasing that one, how to launch your website and how to take the backups. Why? Because in the real-time scenario, after launching our website, maybe the site should be like hacking. Otherwise, maybe it should be affected with a malware also. How we are going to identify it and how we are going to fix that kind of issues also. We'll discuss everything in the web hostings, and at the same time we are going to create the webmails also. See here info@so abcd.com. If you are working some companies, your name so and so your company name.com they are going to give. So how they are going to create? So that is called webmails. So that webmails, how we are going to create, how we are going to configure everything we are going to cover under the web hosting concept. This is about so overall front end we are going to do. So up to now we are doing everything here, the complete front end concepts, that is fine. So in the real time scenario, so what are the things like theoretical and practical implementation? Whenever we are moved to the live implementation, we have completely different scenarios. So I will show you some examples here. Up to now we are discussing all these things, right? So we didn't discuss about this WhatsApp integration. So how we are going to do that WhatsApp integration? Not only WhatsApp integration, how we are going to work with the messaging apps. If you are doing some real-time experience, if you are doing some real-time projects, must and should we have to know additionally these kind of tools and techniques. Not only this WhatsApp, we have to concentrate on all the messaging apps also. I will tell you that all these things under the real-time projects. Whenever we are doing the real-time project, we are going to cover all these things along with our course. So then, for example, I will show you one more tool also. Just you can observe here. Here I'm going to open here one faculty information. Actually, whenever if you are work with real-time websites, we are getting some details from the client only. Why? Because their faculty information they can know now. We don't know what are the faculties we have, right? So I want to build this complete table here. If you want to build the table, what we are going to do? We have to use the table tag through the HTML. We can do that. See here, so 50 rows we have. If you want to build this table, nearly it will take like a minimum 1 hour to 2 hours. It will take to write the code. So now what I'm trying to do is, so instead of writing that code, simply I'm going to open here some tool here. So I want to generate that tool here. So now just I'm going to paste that table here. If I'm pasting the table, just you can observe here. What happened? The code is auto generated. So how many lines of code we are getting? 365 lines of code we are getting. If you want to write that code manually, 365 lines of code, it will take nearly like 3 hours minimum, approximately it will take. But here within 1 minute we can generate it now. So these kind of tools and techniques we have to know for the real-time projects. So I don't know any code also. Just I want here one heading along with this paragraph of contents I require. So I have to copy here and I'm going to paste it here. If I'm pasting, so whether we are getting the code or not. We have here the code also. Now what I'm trying to do is I have to copy this one. I have to check whether it is working or not. I have to check simply. So now I'm going to take one editor. I will tell you what is editor, all these things. Just you can observe here. I'm going to write the code. I'm going to execute. We are getting as it is here, but the styles are not applied. No need to worry. The styles also will applicable in the future. We have another tools also. I require here some points. So in the word, we are getting like some bullets points like that. Huh? So we have to consider here also. I want to do the circle. This point is required. So this is the content for the. So just we can go to the HTML. So now we have here the code also. I want to represent same as it is in the browser screen. Now you can observe whether we are getting the same output or not. These kind of tools and techniques we have to follow for the real-time scenario. If you have like a 1 year or 2 years experience in the real time, you can easily get these kind of tools. As a fresher and experienced person, what is the difference? So fresher, they are going to write each and everything manually. So if you are doing that table, it will take half the time. As an experienced person, what they're going to do, they can just use this kind of tools and techniques and they're going to implement within like a 5 minutes only. So these kind of tools we have to know for the real-time website. So additionally, so along with these tools and techniques, whatever we discussed here, we have to do this all these things. Along with this, we have to cover the real-time tools. What are the real-time tools need for your websites? So, and at the same time, whenever if you are doing the international client websites also, now you can observe here. So what is this one? So navigation, you can just read this one. We are unable to read this one. Why? Because it is in the German language. So if I click on English, automatically it is converted into English language. We don't know German language, but we are getting some client from the German. How we are going to handle these kind of websites? Everything we are going to cover in our course. These kind of tools, whatever we are using for the real time. So everything we are going to cover under our course. This is called complete front-end technologies. So whenever if you know all these things, you can try as a UI designer, or you can work with a web designer also. So this is your designation, like a profiles you are getting here. And for this duration is 45 days. So complete duration is 45 days for this one only, and a daily 1 hour session. And at the same time, after the session, I will share you the recorded video. Just go through the recorded video. In the recorded video only, at the end of the class, I will give you some requirement, just some assignment here. You have to work with that assignment and you can send through the mail, so that I will check here whatever you are doing here, whether you are doing it perfect or not. I have to check and will clarify that. This is about complete front-end technologies we are going to.